One second, I'm just going to close my door. I'll give it. I don't know why I didn't close it before. Okay, so welcome to Biggie Let's Talk. Today we are with a very talented lady called Ebi, and she's going to tell us about self-love and her coaching practices and everything like that. So I hope everyone's had a good day. The sun is shining in the UK. Well, it's gone a bit dull now, but UK was lovely today. I'm so sweating actually, saying that I've munched, so just wait for Ebi to come in. DJ Randall, how's it going, bro? Ebi, 1 second, Ebi. I've accepted it, so it's just a matter of waiting now for Instagram to do its magic. DJ Randall, how's it going, bro? Hope you're good, hope you're well. Ebi, I'm going to do this a different way, so I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to invite you. So now, press accept on your end, and then we take it from there. Here you go. Hey, how you, Ebi? You all right?
Great. Speak for yourself about it being warm. I'm in Scotland. It's not warm. It's cold.
No way. You whereabouts in Scotland are you?
I'm in Stirling.
That's right at the top, isn't it?
Well, it's like an hour from Edinburgh.
Okay, Ebi, if you see that little aeroplane arrow that's going that way
Yeah.
at the bottom,
Yeah.
if you press that, it's gonna have
Yeah.
all your contacts on there. If you just press everybody and press send afterwards, and all your followers will get to know.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's a lot of them then.
yeah, just press them all. Don't worry about it. Do them all, and then just press it. Don't create a group. Just press send.
Yeah. You said send separately, right?
Yeah.
Do I have to press all of them? I don't really want all of them to come on.
Well, if they come on, it's good. If they don't, they just turn off. Anyway, how are you? You good? So what are you doing in Scotland? Is that where you live?
I'm at a friend's.
I was gonna say, so where are you from? Tell me a bit about your background. Where are you actually from?
London.
Oh, you're from London?
Yeah.
And born and raised where?
So I was born in Barnet.
Where?
I was raised in Barnet.
In the UK?
Yeah, in the UK. But raised in Nigeria from.
I was gonna say, what's your origin? That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a bit about your background. How did you get into this coaching? Your education?
So my education, my background is in human resources, and I work
HR.
HR, yeah, HR.
Okay.
So I was in corporate for more than 20 years. And in 2014, I decided to leave and start my own business in health because I had health issues. But I changed to relationship coaching, lifestyle coaching a few years ago. Yeah.
And do you do like women empowerment as well?
Yeah, so it's about women. So empowering women to work on their limiting beliefs so that they have the confidence to move forward and achieve the goals that they would like to achieve.
And how's that going?
It's going okay. It's going good. Can't complain.
Okay. So where do you get most of your clients from? Is it like word of mouth, or do you go into organizations?
I only just started because I retired anyway a few months ago.
Yeah.
I retired in September. And so it's more word of mouth, yeah, at the moment.
And do you use your HR contacts?
No, I don't, because I'm not sure if they're my client group, to be honest. I'm just trying to figure out my marketing side of things.
Okay, so tell me about your business. What do you actually do? So if a lady was to ring you now and say, Ebi, what can you do for me? So would she like pour a heart out to you, or what would you do?
I mean, I look at authenticity. So a self-love,
Yeah.
about loving yourself and understanding who you are, your authentic self. And I'm a mental fitness coach. So the mental side of things is encouraging your brain or getting your brain to understand or to, it's like a muscle.
Yeah.
So, you know, like you go to the gym and you
You
build your
work it out.
muscle. So with the brain, you have to build the muscle to become positive, because naturally we are born to be defensive,
Mm-hmm.
to protect ourselves. So you've always got the negative thing going, or why me? Why is this always happening to me?
Definitely.
And it's to be able to develop strategies to build that brain muscle so that you are thinking positive. And the more you build it, the stronger it becomes. And I guess it's a lifelong thing. It's not like, it's like if you stop exercising for your abs or your stuff,
You go
that
back
goes. It's the
to
same
normal.
thing. Yeah. So you have to keep exercising the muscle so it builds and it gets stronger.
So what was the moment that made you start your journey? This journey?
Um, so I think my turning point was in 2014. So I was navigating both single motherhood, recovering from toxic marriage, and silently battling chronic illness. And while trying to keep up appearances in a demanding professional world, you know, so I was kind of,
9 to 5.
we just had a double life, you know. So on the one hand, I had this internal struggle going on with my emotions, and on the other hand, I had to be professional in the workplace. So on
Sure.
the outside, I seemed strong. People always thought, oh, confident lady, but I knew I
Yeah.
wasn't. I felt completely lost. So that year, I made a conscious decision to choose me. I began healing, building my self-esteem, and studying the link between mental fitness and transformation. So looking at being authentic as opposed to going into the office and pretending to be who I'm not.
So,
So it
so
wasn't
with
just,
healing, is it? I thought healing was like a gift, no? Or did you practice it?
what do you mean a gift?
No, you a gift.
No, no, healing. Yeah, so I had to learn to heal myself. So
Oh,
both
yourself.
physically.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
you meant you were healing others.
no. So yeah, but yeah, okay. To heal others, you have to heal yourself
Of
first.
course you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to learn the physical healing and also the emotional healing. So the emotional healing is what I work on mostly now. But you find that a lot of a lot of physical healing
Mm-hmm.
usually stems from emotional
Of course it
issues.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
what's the key for results? Because obviously I know you said you have to, like, it's like in the gym, you have to keep working out. So what's your key? What do you tell your clients?
um, trust in yourself, believe in yourself. So many people chase confidence and external validation. So we're always looking for the external praise,
Yeah.
trying to please or status. So we're always looking for that, but without self-trust. So it never really sticks. So you're always in that battle because you're always looking on the external. But every single thing comes from the internal.
Inside, yeah.
So we are, the mirror is your world. So whatever
100%.
you see is what's going on internally. And you wonder, so people are always positive, they never ever see anything negative. That's because the inside is, and they're probably not even experiencing the negative either, because
100%.
internal is healing. And from my experience, because I've been on both sides, and I can say that I truly believe that um, if you're healed on the inside or you're working on your inside, you see positive, because we live in a, I say, and I guess most people do, dichotomy. So in this world that we live in, where bad exists, good must exist. Where
Of
there's
course.
light, there must be day.
Dark, yeah.
So the opposites always are there. And if you are always experiencing negative, the first question is what's going on inside? Because
True.
everybody is your teacher.
Mhm.
And so you experience people. So you might experience a lot of negative people coming into your life. That's because there are things you need to work on. And I'm not saying that negative person is okay. That's their problem, which you can't help, you can't change. The only person you can change is you. So that spirit is talking to your spirit and saying, they don't know they're doing that. It's all
Yeah.
subconscious. But what you have to look for is what your lesson is. What's that person trying to teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Always look on the bright side of life.
It's food, though.
It's like,
So what about food wise? Do you encourage people to eat certain
yeah.
foods?
So one of my highlights in life was I had an autoimmune issue. So
What's that? Sorry.
I had an autoimmune problem. So, well, anything they can't name, they call autoimmune. So I had a thyroid problem.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and I was on medication for almost 30 years, but I wasn't getting better. My symptoms were getting worse. And so I think when you really want to know something and you really, really, really want to know it, the answers start coming. And I think I had hit rock bottom in terms of my pain. So I wanted to start, and then I started getting answers from different places. And I found out that, as Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food.
It's
And I
food.
found out it was all in the food. So I started looking at that. So, and it's about understanding your body, because I might have an apple, it might be good for me. You might have an apple, it might cause you tummy ache. So it's not one size fits all. It's about learning about your body and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what works for you. So you try, like there's some things I eat now. I can't have a lot of vegetables, because if I do, I have problems with my stomach.
Yeah.
And I've tested this out for like over a year. Each time I come off it, I'm fine. But when I go back on, I'm not fine. Most people are fine. I'm not. So
Is there any vegetable?
it's like understanding your body and listening to it and listening to those signs. And that's very important.
Mm.
So that's what I teach people. So, and the things are, the more authentic you are about who you are and you love yourself. And by the way, self-love is not external. Some people think when you say self-love or you're being selfish, it's about going shopping, spending money. No, that's all validation from the external. Self-love is internal. So
Okay.
love yourself. You can't love fully somebody else if you haven't loved yourself. And
Mm.
it's not selfish at all. It's about knowing who you are, being authentic, looking for your shadow self, because we all have a shadow.
So it's not
Yes.
about ego, is it?
Yeah, so we all have that shadow. So we all have that opposite side of us, which
Yeah.
when pushed to the extreme, we might surprise ourselves. And it's understanding that shadow and accepting it and knowing how to control it so that you don't just lash out. Because when you understand your shadow and you accept it and you actually love yourself for 100% of what you are, even the shadow, you find out that you're able to have more control. And therefore, your love becomes expansive to other people, to every living thing, and to every, even an ant, and even to objects like your property, like the lands, the planets, and everything. It
Mm-hmm.
just becomes authentic. So self-love is the key.
Okay, and just say you got a client coming tomorrow for the first time. What did you say to them? How would you do it the first time? How would you prep them up?
So what I would do is I would ask them some questions. There's a tool I have called Spectrum, and we use card systems, and that helps me to identify if there's any trauma there from past should I say past lives, okay, younger age, 0 to
That
7.
must be quite common, eh?
Pardon?
That must be quite common, having trauma
Yeah,
from the past, from your youth.
yeah. I think everybody
Definitely.
has that. Um, and so it's about five, because the thing with our emotions, the body never forgets. You might forget, your body never forgets. So
Yeah.
any emotion you have is stored in your body somewhere. Right? The positive ones are fine, but the negative ones, like for me, my negative emotion was stored in my spine. I was having problems with my spine, you know, and I was taking medication. And one of the physiotherapists said to me, "It's trauma." And you know what? When I found out what the trauma was and I sorted the trauma, the back pain went. So
Really?
yeah, so the body never forgets. It always remembers. So all trauma you have. And the thing is not about, you don't have to relieve your trauma, but you need to learn to let go. So you don't need to know what the trauma is, but it's about learning how to let go. So those are the things. So I would identify, I would use maybe the wheel of life. There's something called the wheel of life, which helps you identify where you're weak, what your objectives, where you want to be. And then I would probably use the cards to go on and find if there's any underlying trauma. And then we start from there. I have several programs I work with people on, and depending on what they want. So I've got a 90 minutes program, I've got a 6-week program, and a 12-week program.
Okay,
And
tell
it's
me
all about,
more about these cards.
pardon?
Tell me more about these cards. Are they like tarot
So the
cards?
cards it's a tool called Spectrum, developed by some fantastic person.
Okay.
And what it does is, you've got several levels to the cards. So you identify your negative emotions, which are, so the common negative emotions are guilt, anger, fear, sadness, anxiety, and oh gosh, and hurt. So usually
would you say to pick 5 cards?
so there are 6 cards. Yeah. So you usually all the emotions tag onto each other. So
Yeah.
for instance, anger and sadness, really, if there's sadness, there's usually anger.
They're together.
And anger doesn't mean you go about bashing things. You know, people show their anger in different ways. And and then you then identify behaviors that come from that. So is that, do you always think negatively? Do you always argue? Do you self-harm? Do you shout or swear? Are you tearful? Do you get aggressive? Do you blame others, which is a common one these days?
Yeah.
Blame others. Or do you withdraw and go alone, which was one of my ones. I would withdraw, go to sleep, or kind of. So yeah, so it's a thing to find, and then you have themes. So the themes are different things, like is it mom or dad? Is it school? There's like 80 themes. Is it cheating? Have you got bulimia? Is it from abuse? You know, different things. Is it from siblings? So you identify the theme, and then you've also got core beliefs. So are you saying to yourself, I'm a failure, I am ugly, I am worthless, I am nothing? So we work on those things, you know, develop a specific program for this. I only do one-to-one, I don't do groups.
Okay, I didn't understand a bit about the cards. So if I was to come to you, would you say pick 5, 6 cards? And
No, no, no,
then
no. I'll give you the cards, and you just, with your gut instinct.
oh, okay.
So your gut instinct, you see a word, gut instinct, yes or no. So the first thing that comes to mind, because that's your subconscious.
Yeah.
Because again, we are 95% subconscious and 5% conscious.
True.
So a lot of things that we do, a lot of our habits are in the subconscious, and we don't even realize we're doing it. Like some people might say to you, you're just like your dad, and you can't think, am I?
Yeah.
But because it's in your subconscious, you don't even realize that that's what you're doing. But somebody on the outside can see there's so much that's within our subconscious that we don't understand. But usually, you know, like you get those gut instincts. That's your subconscious speaking to
They're
you.
normally right.
And then it goes to your brain, so your heart, you know. So when you hear something, the answer just goes there straight away. But it takes 5 seconds, it goes to your brain, and then your brain starts saying, what if you do it that way? You know this. So you start arguing with yourself, and then that's where you make the mistake. But if you're able to listen to that straight away, that's usually the right answer, because it knows.
I'm curious to know, are you a counselor or
Oh no, I'm a coach. I'm not a counselor. So I coach people. So really what they do is that they identify their issues, and then I just coach them and help them. So all the decisions they're making is coming from them. I'm just helping. So kind of more like a facilitator. No, I'm not a counselor. I'm a coach.
Yeah, so okay, so they've been to you once, they've done this card thing, then what do you do? You
So
write
then we arrange. So we identify. So the way this works, there's some ways you question. So I'll ask you questions. I can't remember any of them at the top of my head now. I'll ask you questions which might not make sense to you, but make sense to your subconscious.
Oh,
So
okay.
so you answer straight. So whatever you feel, you just answer it. But before we get into that, I take you kind of go into like a meditative state. So you're calm, you try and empty your mind, which is not always possible. You try and empty that and be able to listen to your inner voice. So it's about
Which
working with your
do
subconscious
you
mind.
help with PSTD and panic attacks?
Oh, okay. I don't actually go there, but I know people who do. So the guy that developed this, he will do the PTSD. He works a lot with military people on PTSD. I could do it, but it's not really. I try and go on the. For me, I'm trying to find the self-love thing and about confidence and self-esteem.
What's
So
PSTD? Is that like past past trauma?
Yeah. But your self-confidence and your self-esteem can be coming from past trauma too. I think PTSD will be more specialized and panic
Okay.
attack. So yeah, so the guy that developed this, he's done more than 30 years on that, and it does work. I mean, I could go into that, but that's not my choice. My choice of work is more into the
Self-love.
self-esteem and the confidence building of people to help them in their careers or in their relationships. If you're in a toxic relationship, to help you know who you are so that you're able to stand up for yourself, to either
Yeah.
choose to leave or to stay. So you make those choices yourself. But because your self-esteem and your authenticity has increased, you're able to have more clarity in moving in the right direction.
So you just do purely good vibes.
Yes. Helps. No matter
Excellent.
no matter how
100%.
bad the situation is, it can help.
So how long will a person have to be coached by you?
So I do have a 6-week program. It depends on what's going on. But I'm hoping not more than the 90 days, which is 3 months. That's the standard. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And is it all done one-to-one, or can you do it from Zoom or
Yeah, Zoom.
Zoom?
My preferred method is face to face. That's my preferred method because
Perfect.
because I think you can feel the energy when you're face to face.
100%.
But because we all live so far apart from each other, yeah, Zoom works too.
That's good. But definitely you get that one-to-one when you're in the same room, ain't you? And then you could suppose you could feel the energy as well, the positive
Yeah.
and the
So you
negative.
feel energy. The body language is clearer. But yeah, Zoom works too. It's just I prefer it one-to-one if it's possible, but it's not always possible.
And what's the quickest turnaround you've had?
No, I have a program, so they'll go through the program. Yeah.
So
So they could do the 90-minute program, which would just touch the surface, and then decide that they wanted to go on to the 6-week program, depending on what they want to achieve. So it depends. So the first meetings, I would have what we call a discovery call, which is about 45 minutes, no charge. I would
okay,
have that, and we'd identify where they want to go. And so they might decide, okay, I just want to do 90 minutes for the
sure.
first for the session, and we go through that. And then after that, they might say, okay, I want the 12-week program, I want the 6-week program. So yeah,
What's the most popular? The 6 week or the 12
I would
week?
say the 12-week because 3 months is an ideal time to really sort yourself out.
And is that like once a week or twice
Yeah,
a week?
once a week. But also there are assignments that will go with it. So there are practices that will go with that.
So they're actually not writing, so they're not doing like practical stuff. You turn into practice things as in breathing,
Yeah, so
etc.
for instance, in terms of the mental fitness, it's something you have to do every day. It's like going to the gym, like I said. So if you want to change your mind to be positive thinking, because naturally we are either flight, fright, or freeze, or the others. Those are the
Yeah,
3 main ones. So immediately you go into that, something happens. Oh, they're saying it because I am skinny, for instance, which was my one when I was younger.
yeah.
Oh, they don't like me because I'm too skinny. But no, they might just be on a totally different page, but because of my low self-esteem, I was always thinking it was about me. But you know what? People have too much in their lives to care about others in that sense. So usually it's never about you, even though you always think it's about you.
And what's it like within like your say Nigerian community? Do they accept it? Are they okay with it?
I'm not in contact with my Nigerian community here because I live in London.
Yeah. But
I live in West
are they like
London,
what you
so
talking? Are they like what you talking about? You're a witch doctor.
I live in West London, and there's not a lot of Nigerian community there. And for me, I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
So therefore, everybody, for me, everybody, I only believe in one race called the human race.
100%. I'm exactly
Maybe
the
that's
same.
just me. So I just like I'm now in Scotland. I only knew the friend here, but then I go to the center and I talk to people. I go to so yeah.
What's
It's
it
just
like in Scotland?
anybody who
Apart from being
feels
cold.
I could help them. I
Yeah.
help. So it's not a community thing or how people feel. Again, I'm authentic enough that what other people feel ain't any of my business. That's
Oh
their
no,
problem.
what's cooking you in? Is
So
your
what
coaching similar to
anybody
hypnotherapy?
pardon?
Is your coaching similar to hypnotherapy?
No, I don't do. I have friends that do hypnotherapy. No, I don't do hypnotherapy. But, what I'm saying is that what anybody else thinks about me is none of my business, really.
100%.
And that's the way it should
I
be for
agree.
everybody. Mm.
Now, because I just know if I did that I'm Indian, so if I did that in the Indian community, love yourself, self love, then people start thinking you're a freak. That's why I asked you that question.
There will be people who think you're a freak. You see, again, you're worried about what other people think. There will be people
Oh
who
no,
think
I don't
you're a
care what people
freak,
think.
but there are a lot of people who will not. Because a lot of people are hiding. Say, for instance, in your community, for instance, a lot of them are probably hiding because of the way people would think about them. But inside their minds, they probably think differently. So they might come to you in
100%.
secret and speak to you in secret and say, don't tell anyone, because they're worried
Yeah,
about
it
what
does
they say
as
about you.
well. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly how it's in my community as well. Okay,
Yeah,
which you
it's the same with Nigerian community. That, to be honest, it is the same. But I don't really care what people
100% best
think.
way is be
If I know
yourself.
I'm doing the right thing.
It's not like you're harming anyone. It's not like you're doing something bad.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with being authentic and knowing who you are. Because part of self-love is knowing who you truly are. So the creator, whatever you want to call the creator, God, Allah, whatever you call the creator, knows who you truly are and sees you for who you are. And that's the way you need to see yourself, for who you really are. And it doesn't matter what society thinks about you. As long as you're not harming anybody, you're not harming yourself, because you shouldn't be harming yourself either. It's fine.
Do we have another question here? How can the details of a person you mentioned about support with PSCD? Oh, yeah, so if you inbox her,
Yeah,
she wants the details of the person that had the panic
inbox.
attack.
I can. If you inbox Biggie's.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
send it to him, and then he can contact me, and I can put you in touch. He's really good. He uses stuff that people, I mean, people who have PTSD, like in the army, have come back and they haven't been able to do anything. He's been able to get them working and fine. Yeah.
So how long are you in Scotland for? It must be cold up there,
No,
huh?
it's not cold. It's just right. Although it was raining, but it's not cold. It's not hot. Yesterday was really hot, but
Yeah.
today it rained last night and it's been dry today. It was nice temperature.
It's hot here in London. It's 28
Yeah,
degrees.
I'm glad I'm up here.
Okay, so how many sessions do you? So session wise, it's normally 6 weeks or 12 weeks,
Yeah. So 12 sessions. Usually I probably would
two
give
times
a
a week.
bonus session or 6 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, and did this all help you out when you were going through your
Yeah,
bad times?
yeah. So I tell you what what happened is that when I was going through my bad times, I had to discover what I do now. So I'm able to teach people what helped me. And then I've also taken courses along the way that has helped me to taken loads of courses to help me, but also from my own healing. So I use my own experience
Brilliant.
to help.
So
Yeah.
how much of it is like past traumas or past, like you said, healing? Like like you said, the physiotherapist said, until you sort this out, this ain't gonna connect.
Yeah, no, what she didn't say he wasn't going to connect. She just said to me that really it is trauma. And I when I did my work, I found out that trauma for my spine was actually generational. So it was like 5 generations back on my maternal side. So
Wow.
yeah.
So now you know how to sort. So
And this
now you
was
know.
in 2019. So consider that for 20 years plus, I could hardly walk. I could hardly get out of bed from pain. I used to cry almost every night from the pain. But since 2019, I haven't had any pain. So, yeah.
Wow. Fantastic.
Because the body's, the emotions are, the body never forgets. So you might think you've forgotten, your body remembers. So I work, even when I was in my food, I work on 3 aspects of the human being. So your body, your physical, your mind, and your spirit. And
Yeah.
I think those 3, and I think in the world we have forgotten the spirit. We work with the mind and body, but you have to work holistically, and that's with all 3 to be able to achieve what you want. And I think that's why there's a lot of suffering, because a lot of us are disconnected from our higher self, which is your spirit self, which is the real you, actually.
Yeah. And when you go back to Africa or Nigeria,
I'm not going
you,
back. I'm
oh, you don't
England.
go back.
I'm England. I am England. Sorry.
Oi, oi. They don't go back at all.
No, I've spent most of my life here.
Yeah.
I left Nigeria when I was 19.
Wow.
So I only lived in Nigeria probably for about 14 years total. And then I've been here since, and I'm retired, so I'm 66.
So
So
where were you before you went to Nigeria?
in England, I was born here.
Also England, Nigeria, then England.
Yeah, so England, Nigeria, then I lived in Greece for 10 years. I lived in
Okay.
Italy for 1 year, Greece for 10 years, and then I've been here since.
Greece is lovely, huh?
Yeah, I liked it. I loved it there, yeah.
Greece
Mm.
is amazing. Love it there. Oh, and the coast. Really nice.
I like quiet places. I don't like the big cities.
Now,
Hence,
I don't like quiet places. It's like as soon as as soon as I'm on the M40 and I get up to Watford, I need the high life again. I need London life again.
you see, that's the opposite of me. I have to get out of London every month to keep my sanity. I go to the countryside for at least a day.
I just, even though London is the fast lane, I still prefer it rather than being up north or not being in London. So tell me about your HR work. So you worked in HR. What did you do?
I was a HR business partner, and I traveled around the country. I became a specialist in change management, which
Okay.
is a nice way of saying firing people and making people redundant. Making people redundant. That's a very nice way. So employee relations and change management, I became an expert there. But I'm more of a people's person. I went into HR for personal development. But I guess with the economy crashing,
Yeah.
things like personal development and training take a minor role. So it's more about restructuring. So that's not me. So I moved on
So
in
basically,
2014.
so you used to go to these companies and give people a disciplinary,
Well,
and then fire them.
I would advise the managers what to
Yeah.
do. That's it. Ciao.
As in, so you never took so it was never down to you. You never took the blame. Basically,
No,
you just said speak to your boss.
take the blame. I did take the blame. I'm not saying I didn't take the blame. I did take the blame, but my role was to train managers of how to do their job, because the manager is supposed to do the firing. Because I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm in London and I'm going up to Scotland or I'm going to Birmingham to see some, I don't know the staff.
it's true.
I used to travel. My role was more of a mobile role.
But was it with the same company all the time, or was it different companies?
Well, I was more of contract worker.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, there's a guy that's joined Dion Wells Ross. If you need any help with any AI stuff, he's your man.
Okay, thank you.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Amazing guy.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
that's
so,
the
so,
way
so,
forward,
so,
isn't
did,
it?
so, did,
AI.
did, so did you work for the same company all the time? Or no, you were freelancing, weren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I had contract work. So sometimes I had 6 months contract, a year, 2 years, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Enjoy it at the time?
I did
Or you glad you were
I
keeping it?
did enjoy it initially, but towards the end, because there was too much of the restructuring. No, that's not me. I'm more of and the thing with HR is that before the restructure happens, or before you tell the people, you've known for at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So that's not me. You know, I needed to sleep at night, and so
100%.
yeah.
Okay, Abby, what's the time now? Let's wrap it up. So I just want to say thank you very
You're
much
welcome.
and good luck with everything. Enjoy Scotland. And I wish you all the best. Oh, before I go, how can people find you? What are you on? You're on
I'm
Facebook?
on
You're on Instagram?
Facebook, I'm on Instagram, on TikTok, which I just started recently, and I am on LinkedIn. I have a website, absheila.com, absheila.com. So they could, if anybody wanted to book anything with me, they could come there. So the first session, which is about 45 minutes, is free.
Excellent. And do you know, is it normally in London? Because obviously you're already in Scotland for visiting, but
Yeah.
are you?
I live in London, but then it's Zoom. We can have a Zoom
Oh, of
call.
course you can. Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Online, yeah.
Okay, and then, so that's your website, that's your socials. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
Slippy, if you send me the details and then I'll pass them over to Ebi, yeah? So guys, please give her a follow, Ebi Self Love, and get in contact with her. Thank you very much, Ebi. All the
Thank
best.
you.
Bye.
Bye.